Hey everybody, welcome back to the Seller Club podcast. We have a fantastic guest in the studio with us today, and she is going to
drop that beat.
Drop that beat, sunny skies and open roads. Good friends everywhere we go. Seller Club, come sing along. Life is better having fun.
Well, that was epic, Chris.
Wow, that was
I am so not up. But
I
your
love
music is amazing. I listen to it every week, and I think it's incredible. I love it that you have your own music.
It's so fun. I love how you just had to get in on it and be like, I'm going to kick off this music the right way.
I think that was one of the most. That's up there with the Biggity Beat.
Yeah.
With Chuck Van Pelt.
My kids are going to be mortified.
Hey, all you gotta do is just let them listen to the music after that's tailored to the conversation that's gonna happen today, and it'll all fit in.
Yeah. You don't know this, but
so much for having me
writing
on.
a
This
song.
is amazing. I'm so excited.
oh my gosh, welcome. It's about time that we have you on.
Right.
So before we just carry into our conversation, could you introduce yourself for people who might not recognize your lovely voice?
Okay, so my name is Kristin. I'm a rural squirrel. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all the places as a rural squirrel. I've been on eBay for 28 years. And
Woo!
I know, it's so crazy to think that, but I've been on since they just, you had to pay extra to get pictures on, or
Money order days, right?
Yeah.
or like a card that has coins taped to it, and then you on our system, you just sent it out. No tracking number or anything. But so I've been doing this for a hot minute. I've done everything else in the sun in between, but this has always been kind of a constant for me. So in about 2016, I guess, it sort of became my full-time, part-time, full-time. So my full-time is less than a lot of people's part-time. So this is how I get my money.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
right.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Sometimes I'm doing more like something that looks like full-time hours, but I always had a hard time like describing that when I was part-time doing a lot because I was building aggressively, or when I was full-time but I was doing like 20 hours a week. I'm like, I mean, for me that is full-time right now because I've already put in all this work, but I always just say like it's at the center of my work. Like it's my main thing,
Yeah, you're a
that's true.
full-time, like for me, I was a full-time mom, full-time wife, full-time something, and this was full-time when I had time.
Yeah, right. And the business is always running, so it's like
Right.
even when you're not taking
That's true,
photos
'cause
or
it's
whatever,
still
you're
going
still on.
on. Right, yeah.
And we moved a lot with his job, so I couldn't always have this, I couldn't always climb that ladder because I was moving all the time. So this was the one thing that I could take with me everywhere we went.
Right.
So we did.
I love it. So cool. Well, you and I have gotten to know each other very well because we are part of the incredible, actually, you were the pioneer, the original pioneer of the incredible Central Illinois Resellers Seller Circle. And that's been so much fun.
Okay. I'm so grateful that we have that connection there, but also I'm grateful for the Seller Circle, product or whatever.
Yeah.
it is.
Right.
Because that's how I met so many amazing sellers in Colorado. And because I met them in Colorado, they knew others from Vegas or New Mexico or whatever. And then
Right,
you felt
right.
like the community was smaller. And there wasn't anything like that when we moved back home. So I was like, I have to have something. I need this.
Right.
I need the community. So I was like, all right, we're going to establish one so that community carries and continues.
Yeah, totally. Which has been so cool to see it, like, getting started. I mean, now I guess it's a couple of years in, but it's like, it's amazing how when you're like trying to build a community that's going to really stick and grow and be like established, like it's years of like cultivating, right? So you've been putting in the work. It's been really cool
fun
to see.
though, because it feels like you're planning a dinner party when all your friends are going to come over. So
Yeah.
Right.
it is fun, but we only do ours once a quarter. So
Right.
even though we've been going for like almost, well, yeah, a little over 2 years,
Yeah.
we've really only had like 6 get-togethers.
Yeah,
So,
like not that
Yeah.
many. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's been so cool every time.
yeah, and there are some people that, I mean, we're seeing a lot of the same people come back, and we
Mm-hmm.
have established like relationships with the people that are coming back. So it is, I think, important whenever we're home by ourselves most of the time
Yeah.
that we've got somebody that we can
Yeah,
bounce ideas off of or get
definitely.
assurance off of that we aren't doing it wrong.
Yeah, I think that's been a really cool thing about a new group forming too, is that most everyone who's been coming has been basically saying that. They're like, wow, this is so great to be able to talk shop with somebody. And it's like they haven't had that at any point yet. So
Yeah.
obviously there's a need for it. And I just think you make everything super fun. So I love to
you.
go to your
If
events.
you're gonna do it, you might as well have fun doing whatever it is, right?
I know.
Right,
That's a
right,
great
right.
philosophy, honestly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it.
And I love it
Well-
that you guys are here, that when I'm not with my Seller Circle group, you guys can keep us company while we're trying to get our work done.
Oh,
in our
yeah.
nets and in our offices and in our shops, whatever.
I wonder if anyone else has a nut house.
Oh,
What was that?
like
said
a
I
nut
wonder
hut
if-
somewhere?
Oh, yeah, nut
Yeah.
hut. I said house. I meant hut.
Well, so we call it a nut hut because I was calling it the nut house because it's funny, right? You know, we're
yeah,
not
right.
in the house.
That's the phrase you already know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I have a 4-year-old grandson that came out, and he's like, "Gigi, are we gonna go back out to that nut hut?" So then we've called it the nut hut
Oh.
ever since.
Which is perfect for a rural squirrel.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let me ask you, where did the name come from? The
Well-
Rural Squirrel.
I think it's fun to say,
Okay.
and I like it that it could sort of morph into other things. It doesn't have to be restricted to like Central Illinois seller because
Right,
then
right.
what I am. So I think it's fun to say. It makes people say it 1 or 2 more times because it's fun, and then it kind of sticks in your brain. And because it's A Rural Squirrel on YouTube, you know how you have your list of people that you follow.
Yeah.
alphabetical
Oh, it's up top.
top, so you see
That's
me
very
off.
smart. I never thought about that.
Yeah, just try to play. a little bit.
Introducing a hustle bee.
Right. No. Because like I had to put the Hustlebee because Hustlebee was already taken, and now I think about it, T is way down there.
Yeah, the Rural Squirrel was already taken also. So
Okay.
I was like, but I'd rather
Huh,
have
that is
because most people
No,
call me
I have
the.
to say though, just the branding itself. The first time I've heard of our Rural Squirrel or Rural Squirrel was at a conference, right? Like the Boss Seller Remix,
Yeah.
and it sticks with me. Like every time somebody mentions it, I know it's you. Like it's a really great branding move.
It is
I
great.
have to say, and at one point I got so confused because I've always, I guess it's through Liz that I've heard your name, and
Yeah, love
in
Liz.
Colorado, right? And then like for some odd reason I didn't know you moved, and I was like talking rural school. I'm like, she's West, my thing's West Coast because we see you at Vegas, and
Yeah.
I'm like, how Midwest? Like why? Like I was like, okay, it started connecting it. You moved, so
Yeah.
We did.
Well, that's
I'm a-
kind of what happened
Midwest
to
girl.
Kristen and me too. Because we
Yeah, at the
thought
same time.
that she thought I still lived in Georgia and I
Oh.
thought she still lived in Colorado. So we were like a whole country apart.
right.
And then
right.
we discovered by like happenstance brought to you by the bins that actually we lived like only less than an hour from each other in Illinois.
Right.
And we were like, what? When did you move? Like
No,
it was
It
crazy.
That's
happened
fun, that's
off
fun.
of like an Instagram post, which also another
It
small
did.
community that we got together
Yeah.
and we're like, yeah, let's just go to the St. Louis bins. And then that was, I think, the first time that we were both like, this is so much fun. We've got to get together again.
I
We've gotta do
know.
more."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Ah.
It was super fun. Yeah, she was selling a really cool like a needlepoint piece that she found at the bins, and I just loved it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to buy that!" And so I messaged her and said, "If you haven't listed this yet, let me buy it from you, or if
Yeah.
you have, like, send me the link or whatever. Like, I want to buy this." And so then she was gonna mail it to me, and then she saw my address and was like, "What?" And then
What?
was like, "Hold on." So then
Back
we
up
had
for
to get
cleanup.
together about it. Yeah, and the rest
Yeah.
is history. But it was
That's
super,
great.
super fun.
A piece that I picked up at the bins in Indianapolis, but yeah, I've been to
Yeah.
45 different bins locations across the country, so I
Wow.
love.
So is that a thing that you're trying to get to as many bins? Like,
No,
is that
not
part of it?
necessarily. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. It's a great goal to have,
But you
but
just happen
Yeah.
to be.
well,
That's actually really interesting. I've never thought about and counted how many stores I've been.
well, I do a video,
I just.
so I just had because of that I know how many I've been to. So
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
Well, speaking of inadvertently writing songs, like at the beginning of this episode, you need to rewrite. You need to write a parody of "I've Been Everywhere, Man." You know that song?
oh yeah, I just posted
But
that
you've-
with my Instagram post.
You've binsed everywhere.
Oh my gosh,
You gotta list all the places you've binsed.
We'll collaborate on that here later then. Okay.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some writing to do, but we have some technology to do it. She's
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah, she's been there, done that.
There. Oh my gosh, we should
love
get
it.
shirts made.
wait. Who said that? Been's there, done that. No?
Me just now.
Oh shoot, that's you, Kristin. We're giving it to you. Been's there, done that.
I'll take it.
I know, Anna, you had a presentation on eBay that had something
Oh,
like that.
That was
Well-
It was called "Been There, Done That," but it was like BIN because it was inventory management.
Oh, been
Yeah.
there. That yours.
but
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this is a little bit different, but
Yeah.
similar.
Okay. Been's there.
Same dumb sense of humor.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
love it though.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it comes from Anna. Only from Anna.
Yeah, I unfortunately will never pass up a pun, so I'm sorry about it.
I
that's
love to
pretty
hear
fun.
them, but I'm the worst at like coming up with them. But as soon as somebody says it, I'm like, I see what you did.
Yeah.
Listen,
All right, so
Good to have
so Anna,
appreciation.
where are we taking this conversation?
I know.
Introduce the I guess the topic
Yes, we
slash
do-
I guess
we do
the
actually
vibe. I
have
mean,
it-
we don't have a really strict
Yeah.
kind of like thing, but go ahead.
but yeah, we have something in mind, Kristen. There's a reason we are bringing you on at this time and place. So it's kind of our take on the summer slowdown in a good way. Like, let's slow down and talk to each other about what's it like to basically design a life that works for you. And, you know, your reselling business, like you said, is kind of like at the center of that. It's your full-time when you're full-time, right? It's your full-time, part-time, whatever. But like, also, what is your life like during the summer, and how do you kind of cash in on the flexibility or the other things about running a business like this that makes your summer what it is? Like, and you've had a very storied life, so like I'm sure every summer hasn't looked the same, but I'm just curious, like right now, today, how is reselling in the summer for you as like a lifestyle?
I think
That's
it's nice
kind of
that
the
summer.
gist.
Yeah, I think it's nice that the summer does. I think that there's a perception that it slows down, but also everybody's busy doing summertime stuff and enjoying life, and I think that's part of
Hopefully.
part of the beauty of this kind of a business, because you aren't tied down to that TPS report that has to be sent out on Fridays. So I do think that there's the flexibility, and I appreciate having that like you said, it runs when you're not doing stuff. So like when you're sleeping and you wake up to that cha-ching, oh my god, I love that.
Yes.
But
What a great alarm clock.
yeah,
Like,
I do
I'm not
think
getting
that
out of bed till something sells.
yeah.
Cha-ching.
Wait, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. I think that it's so much flexibility with it that I guess that's why it's hard to get away from it. Why I've done it for so long, because
Right.
it's
You
so,
keep coming back.
I know, it's just too convenient to be able to put this down and go hang out with the kids or take a bike ride or, enjoy your family for just a little bit and not have to be tied down to a cubicle somewhere or a desk or whatever. I just really appreciate that flexibility. In the summertime, though, sometimes because the sun stays up longer, we'll go do all the stuff during the day, and then I'll come out here to my nut hut and I just get a couple things listed real quick before it's time for bed, and It's so nice.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's very admirable to be like able to do things in the nooks and crannies. I feel like that's an interesting, like, I don't know if it's like a personality difference or what kind of difference, but I feel like we've talked about that a lot on the show, sometimes with guests too, where it's like, okay, you know, the people who are like, I'm going to do this many a day, every day, super consistent. I like don't function well like that. I'm like, I want to just like binge it so that I don't have to worry about it for a couple weeks kind of thing. I mean, obviously you can do that with shipping, but with some of the other, yeah, right. But just doing a little here and a little there, like,
yeah, if you're like, oh, I want to do 10 every day. And if you don't get 10 done, then you like beat yourself up about how you didn't get that 10 done. And I'm not good with that either. So, but I also batch like you do. Yeah, right.
I don't like that.
So I do photos all day long.
I love this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love this. Like, you kind of do a little bit of both.
Yeah,
so it's cool to
I
hear.
batch
Like,
for one day, and I just do like a whole bunch of pictures. And then because we travel kind of a lot of times I'll be sitting at the airport or driving to the airport or whatever, and I'm just adding photos to a listing. So I can do it when I'm doing other things or just when there's downtime. So I don't want to put a lot of pressure on myself to do things that maybe would maybe be a letdown to me if I can't get it done. I don't want to stress about it.
Right. Yeah, like I totally agree. It is stressful at sometimes running a business, right? But like I love this whole thing as a career because there's like no emergencies. Like there's never anything that's actually a real emergency.
I think the only emergency is I really need to ship that.
Yeah, there's definitely time pressure, right, at times, but you can't entirely get away from that. So is there anything about the summertime that has you sourcing differently, like more or less different ways or different types of inventory? Or does that always vary a lot for you, no matter what?
I think being a bin shopper, my primary source of inventory. I don't worry so much about it. I know a lot of people do like yard sales in the summer, and that if that's what I mainly got my inventory from, then I probably would be like going whole hog on getting inventory this time of year because we don't have wintertime yard sales here, right? So I don't really like driving all over town and getting lost and maybe get there and there's not that much stuff or somebody else already got it first. I just like going to the bins because I can go one place, I can spend, and I do spend a whole day there, but it might only be once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month, depending on how much I got. And so my sourcing doesn't change a whole lot, just the time that I spend in the nut hut. So I try to get as much done as I can in one day, take a ton of photos, organize a little bit, and then go out and hit the pool or take a bike ride.
I love that.
Yeah. So quick question. As far as the bin shopper, right? One of the things that I've recognized, just from following people that buy from the bin, there's a lot of inventory. And when there's a lot of inventory, it means easier to get inventory, which actually I've seen people get so much inventory, too much that they cannot process it in time, and they build up a death pile. What's your take on that? Because you've done it, and or how do you categorize or how do you sort through all that, basically volume that's coming in, and how do you tailor it to your store?
Well, I think when you first start getting excited about the inventory that you can get, you really do maybe overbuy. And it's easy to do because when you go there, you're like, well, I could sell this and I could sell that. And this would be, $15 or $30 or whatever it is. You want to get all of it. But I also realize that I can't process I mean, the bins process so much inventory. I can't process that much inventory. So I used to like budget myself and say, I'm only going to spend $40. And some of my other reseller friends would kind of tease me about that because I'm only spending $40. So I have to find the one that has the best ROI, return on my investment, for the $40 that I'm going to spend. So sometimes I was throwing back like really great Lululemon pants, but I had other things that I needed to get that was going to get me more money,
that
even
were
though
better,
they weren't as glamorous as at the time, the Lululemon. So I had to move on to other things like that. So I also restrict myself a lot in that I won't go back to the bins until I've processed what I've already gotten from the last trip. The exception to the rule is if somebody calls and says, hey, I'm in town, let's go to the bins, or we're having a get together, let's go to the bins.
You'll never say no to that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm never going to say no to creating personal relationships, because that's, I think, way more important than the cha-ching.
Got it.
I love that. Well, I think it's funny that you asked that question, Ken, because I'm thinking, says the guy who shows up at home with a truckload of new inventory, but refuses to have a death pile. I mean, it really is like, it's a state of mind, not, a place kind of thing.
Right.
But I love that you have some rules that guide you. I also have had rules over the years, and I feel like I need to kind of refresh what they are, because, while you want to be really open and keep your eyes peeled for opportunity everywhere, ultimately you do need stuff that's going to help you kind of stay in your target ROI or stay in your target ASP. And I find that like rules of thumb like that really do work very well and make a clear decision, right? It's like, that's a thing that I think is, I don't know. It's not really unique to the bins, but I feel like it happens in a unique way at the bins, the decision fatigue, because you're making so many rapid decisions, So like, that's where I think the rules of thumb really help, because you're kind of offloading some of that to the rule is deciding for you. At least that seems like it helps me. Then I can make more decisions, and I ultimately end up making better decisions overall.
Yeah, and I think that also everybody, even if you're a new seller, has things that they already have like a catalog of in their brain that they know how much something is going to go for. Like they have interests and likes in a certain area, so they feel like they are maybe an expert or have better knowledge in some items. So they don't have to spend as much time maybe researching them or diving deep into something. I think when you're at the bins, sometimes you are looking for those things, but also picking up things thinking, I wonder what this is. I mean, what even is this? So then you do sort of go on a deep dive and spend a lot of time doing things that maybe you wouldn't. But I think you do that at yard sales too. So
you do. You do. And I feel like oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do like the learning process with that, though, also. And because then you have that catalog. Once you look it up, you're like, oh, well, now I know what that is. So next time when I see it, I'm going to grab it. But also shopping with you, I learned tons of stuff for you the first time that we went together. And I was like, oh, you're picking up that? I wonder why she's picking up that. And then then you have that conversation about, I'm going to pick that up because I'm going to get this much money for it. And I'm like, you're kidding. No way. So then I'm going to continue to look for that item that you picked up.
Same. I mean, that's a really fun way. Actually, if you're a very social person, especially, that's a fun way to learn. Like some people like to just sit and do their research on their phone. But I love that idea of like, let's buddy up and then you tell me your thought process about what you're picking. Especially at a place like the bins where it's basically the Wild West and there's all kinds of things. Like, it's so interesting.
Yeah. I know it's super intimidating for a lot of people, too, because I think the bins can cause a lot of anxiety for some people. But then, like, Ken, he's going to, outlet stores, and I've been in some of those outlet stores. I'm looking at those sneakers thinking, this is too much. I don't know what's a good sneaker, what's not good. I don't know how to date it. I don't know how to tell if they're real. I don't know how to. So to me, that seems overwhelming. Retail arbitrage sounds hard to me.
Yeah. And then you got to talk to the manager. Like,
I know.
Scary.
It's like all clean and stuff in
It's
there.
like being in the principal's office.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my main goal. I always try to figure out who's the boss in the room and be friend with them because they're the make or break at checkout. But no, so moving forward to just kind of like a different I guess side of the reselling life. You said you've been in eBay for 28 years, and you've seen the changes and stuff like that. And it seems like you're the person that basically just have adapted and not really.
You're the unicorn that's willing to adapt.
I don't get the. It's always been done this way. Why are you guys changing this kind of person? And how and why is that? Like either the vibe or maybe that's your truth, or what do you think about changes as far as it's not what it used to be kind of statement? Well,
if I think about overall my history with eBay specifically, it's improved since I first started, right? Like a lot. Nobody is sending me money orders. I have tracking that proves that I shipped things. I think if somebody's changing something, especially in a business situation where we're sort of at their mercy about the changes that they're going to make, but they're making it to make it easier for them, better for us, easier for everybody all the way around, better for shoppers, they're trying to improve it. So if I know that they're not doing it change to be spiteful to me specifically, they have to change and adapt also, and it's a changing world all the time anyway. So that's the only thing that is consistent. So it's going to change. It's going to be better.
Yeah, like that's at least, it's good, like, to hear that. Like, well, at the end of the day, you kind of trust that at least the goal is for a positive change for everyone. But also, like, 28 years, if you're able to aggregate all the changes you've seen, it's been net positive. So you don't get too worried about this little change here or there. Yeah. Okay, so what about, like... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Sometimes there are things that pop up and you're like, I don't know why they did that. That was dumb. But then you don't see it for, a little while down the road, and then you understand a little bit better. Yeah. I mean, they're doing like algorithms and writing code. That seems really just above my pay grade. So I'm going to accept and trust that they're going to do something that's going to help me and them and the shopper in the long run, because I think that that's their intention.
Yeah. Well, I think that is one of those fundamental differences too. Like, what's your underlying belief about, the intentions of whoever's making the changes? I don't know if people even question that sometimes. They just react to the changes. But I was going to ask you, so those are like, that's platform changes, but I know that you sell on other platforms too. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, if you know off the top of your head, like how long you've been selling on other ones? And I know you've also done a lot more live selling than me. So I'm curious how you feel about that. That's more of a whole market paradigm shift, right? Moving towards live selling. And I just kind of want to pick your brain about all of that.
I like live selling. I think it's really cool. And I think it's so fun because you have that immediate dopamine hit of people are talking to me and there's interaction. I like that. I think it takes a lot of time that I don't have. So I've had to set some of that aside because it really does. I think that the people that do that then are super successful with it. They give all attention to it. And I'm really impressed by that.
They're so locked into it.
Yeah, I just don't have that. And I think there's a ton of money to be made there. But it's going to be at a cost of my time and I don't have like a team. It's me and this girl back here. So we don't have that
She's a
time.
mannequin.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have arms. She's not going to help that much.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. I think it's cool. I've looked into the eBay Live, and I know Ken, and you've done it. Anna, you've done it. I think it's amazing. It's probably not set up for me yet. And I've done Dibbed It, and I've done Whatnot, and I think they're fun. I've never done Macari. I don't even have a Macari. And I've been on Poshmark, I think, since 2014.
Nice.
And I've done some
I didn't even know Poshmark had been around that long.
I think it was 2014. It might be 2016, but it doesn't send me an email that says happy anniversary, so I don't know.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
And then I've had a brick and mortar store, and then I've done some pop-ups. So the pop-ups are also a lot of fun, but man, are they a lot of work. So
Yes. You do like a vintage one every fall or something, is that right?
yeah.
I feel like I remember you looking for flannels in the bins. So
Yeah. I would take boots, denim jackets, and flannels, and I would go to a fall festival. And
so
when
fun.
it's so fun, and it's like curated, and so it just, when you niche down so much, then it looks cute, and everybody's in the spirit of the event and the fall, and everybody wants to buy something, and I've got a $10 flannel. But then sometimes people walk by and they're like, I can get one of those at Goodwill. And I'm like, oh, you're kidding. You can? You don't say.
Yeah, this is where it came from.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
gosh.
I don't know what's my favorite, though. I just keep coming back to things that are online that are just sort of, it almost feels like passive income.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I don't know, like, I just feel like live selling is an entirely different commitment. It's an entirely different business model, especially in terms of like the volume of your inventory. If you want that to be a regular source of income and to have like a following, it should be regular. So I don't know. It just feels like very much when I try to conceptualize doing that, one thing always like leads to another, and then by the time I think all the way through it, there's like 5 aspects of running that kind of business that I don't like, and is literally the opposite of why I got into this business. So it's hard for me to reconcile why would I do this. But I totally recognize that it is a whole different business model that can work super well if you like those, or if you're willing to do, I guess, those aspects.
I think you and I talked about that for a hot minute during our last Central Illinois meetup. It feels like that group, that's I don't want to say it's a group, but I feel like it's a whole different kind of seller and a whole different kind of buyer. Like it's a different market.
Sure.
Because there are people that would rather just go to the mall and buy their stuff, and there's other people that just want to buy something on Amazon. And I feel like those are just the same thing. The people that can and do sell a lot on live selling are not the same kind of seller that maybe I am, because I'm just sort of just a little more chill, or like maybe part-timey-ish,
right?
As opposed to all the time. And I'm kind of out of the hustle mentality in this point in my life, in my career, and that kind of stuff too. So I want to slow down and not hit hard.
Yeah, and also too, it's like when you say that, just seeing and hearing what you've tried a lot.
Yeah.
And I can see, I was like, wow, like I'm I don't know, maybe I've just gotten to know myself better, that to not try a lot of things, because I, spreading too thin doesn't work for me, but also it's like I just want to find the edge in each platform or the thing that I'm doing. So take us into the I guess the mindset of, why do you try a lot of things? Like, you do social media, you do YouTube, you do a lot of things for a solo person, right? Like, and then that's how I see it, right? Like, and like I do social media, and I have JC, my wife, with me, and still I can put up a YouTube video, So like, what is that thing with you, or is that just a personal trait that you've had that you want to do a lot of things to, you know, maybe that's the thing, like, and to the people that are hearing this, right? Because there's a lot of I always say, like, there's people that are specialists, and there's people that thrive being a generalist and do a lot of things, and that do better in bins than single items.
Yeah.
So what is that? Has that always been you throughout the your life?
Yeah, I'm not. My dad used to say that I'm not a very good sit stiller. So I've always been busy, but I've always been like a team sport kind of girl too. I like golf is fine, but I would rather play basketball or volleyball because there's
a lot
like
of people,
fast-paced
right,
activity, and there's a lot of people involved, and it's a team, and you all have to rely on each other. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then, so I was always like super busy as a kid, and then I had four kids, so we never sat down.
Stop.
And
Yeah.
now that the kids are gone and they've got their families, I'm trying to keep up with them, but they're busy. And then my husband and we don't sit still. So I mean, we're building Airbnbs, and we're doing other things, and we're going places, and so I think I just have high energy all the time.
Yeah,
That's
been
good.
It's been your default setting for since the beginning.
So, super fortunate and grateful for that. Sometimes I wish I would just sit down and watch a movie, but I'm not good at that either. So when I sit down, I'm usually listing something or posting something, although I've not been very good at putting out a video lately. But that's just because life is super busy, and I think you also, as you get older, you learn to appreciate the people that are in your life a little bit differently, and you want to spend time with as many of those people as you can while you still have them. So I think that sometimes that you need that kick that happens that you weren't expecting, when you do lose somebody, that you're like, oh, need to recalibrate, need to refocus, need to
this reframes everything.
Reprioritize. And that goes back to why I haven't put out as many videos or done as many podcasts or things like that lately, but also why I wasn't doing as many live shows and whatnots and stuff, because I went back and started clocking my time, because that's my commodity. Right? That's what I have that I can control, and but I can't earn more. I can't get any more chings on my time. Yeah. So when I started clocking my time that I was spending on each platform, eBay was making me the most money for my time and what I was able to give to it, and things that I could source, and the way I was selling on the live platform, and what was, all of those things were being weighed. And I was spending way more time with the live show and not as much time on eBay. And that's what I wanted to focus on, because I was getting more money on eBay or Poshmark or like the ones that didn't require as much time. I was getting more money for my hours.
Right. Yeah. So it's like the return on investment of your time that you've put in, which is kind of interesting, because you basically had to recalibrate, because you try everything, you do everything, and then now you sit and pause and be like, wait, where do I need to invest it the most to get the highest return? It's kind of just like investing, right? Like if you have $1,000, where would you put it? Well, obviously you put in the highest ROI, investment or stock. But a lot of people, it's very easy concept, but it's very hard to implement, especially for a high energy person like you. I am a very high energy person, but I think I've just channeled it to single directional, because growing up, I never finished any project. It's always like 80% done before I start another one. And that's always been the thing. I mean, me and my parents fought all my childhood because I was, and to find out I was like just super ADHD and just all that jazz, but also it's like, who's gonna solve it, right? Like we gotta set parameters for our own self. And how often do you basically, I call it, recalibrate that kind of framework for you to obviously find the best decision to make. How often do you do that?
I think it's good to check in as often as you can, but I don't have a like on every other Tuesday I'm gonna like reevaluate stuff. I'm not. I kind of go by gut.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like thrown in your face. Things change in your life or someone else's life that directly affects you. Yeah. That you have to recalibrate. But then sometimes it's a policy that's made on a platform that you're like, oh, okay, well maybe that's not gonna fit into my business plan or my lifestyle or whatever. So
that decision's kind of made for me.
Right. Sometimes I just do it as needed. But then also in the summertime when you've got time to maybe relax for a second and you aren't shipping every 24/7 because it's, fourth quarter or whatever, I do think that this is a good time to take the time to, decide, is this really, some people do their books at the end of the year and then they evaluate.
Right.
Did I make enough money here?
Right.
Should I get rid of this platform because it's not making me? This is a great time to do that. Get caught up on those books and then reevaluate the for me, it's always about the time.
Yeah, and have like a stronger second half of the year too. I mean, I totally agree with that. Like there is a great opportunity when some of the other activity does slow down to just have the mental bandwidth to attend to some of those things. And it's not even like it takes a super long time. It's just one of those things that's easy to keep putting off when you have more immediate things on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, where you aren't like constantly just got all these balls up in the air and trying to juggle everything and try to get it all done. Right now, there's not as much maybe happening for you, or if you feel like it's not as much happening for you, then you can, redirect focus for a hot second just to say, is this working? Is this not working? And then, or like I know, Anna, you took time to get that inventory done. This is a great time to get that inventory done too, because you've got time to.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. That just is one of those things that I've been putting off also though, so.
Yeah. Well, I understand that. I hadn't done it for years at that point, so I would like to say that should be maybe an annual thing now, but I don't know. It took me so long. I'm not sure. And I'm trying to make my inventory bigger. So I'm like, I don't really know. I might have to just do it like, in smaller batches.
Right.
At an interval instead of like, let me do every single bin. Like, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm like still trying to figure out how that's going to be a better process going forward. But, I am curious, like, one thing I love about you, Kristin, one of many things, is that you are willing to just try stuff. Like, you're not, it seems like anyway, you're not hemming and hawing about it forever. You're just like, let me just try it. Let me just try it and see. And, like, you don't waste time kind of, like, on the fence, right? And then you just let the experience inform you, and then you move on. Like, that's what it seems like, which I feel like is very effective.
More anxiety. Yeah, I have more anxiety about not trying something than I do about the fear of what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
Because if you don't try, then you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good reminder. If you don't try, you actually don't know. So don't act like you know if you haven't tried it.
Don't act like you know.
Don't even act like you know. Well, what would you say to somebody who is lamenting about their sales slowing down in the summer? Like, do you have any advice? Even advice about like you've already kind of suggested some really good things to do with your time if you have extra time, kind of because your sales are slower or for any other reason. But what about actually kicking your sales up in the summer? Do you have any advice about that?
I do a lot more marketplace in the summer because people are out and they're doing things. So I do a little bit more marketplace. And I also do think about, like, shoes do really well for me in the summer. So I post more shoes. And Christmas does well for me in the summer. So if you're sitting on your Christmas waiting for the season, don't. Don't put it out
Interesting.
there. And everybody has their own little tips and clues. That's just what works for me. There's no right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
Do what your gut is telling you to do, and I think that that's the right answer for anything, for anybody.
Yeah. Ken, do you have any questions regarding your 1/3 life crisis for Kristin?
Okay. So
We've been talking about this half kidding for like several episodes.
yeah, it's not. I've embraced it. I've
Not kidding anymore.
I've openly told people already. So basically the scenario is I'm on my 9th year selling on eBay, and basically have I would say surpass what I thought what I could have built.
You got to the top, Kristin.
So, top of the mountain, looking at the view, and then the only way up is to look at the bigger mountain, but to get to the bigger mountain, that means I have to get off the mountain, go through the valley again, and climb a bigger one, which
That includes like a warehouse.
multiple employees, and missing out again on a lot of things, right? Like you said, like you're afraid of missing out. My fear of missing out was building the business, building the opportunity that I've kind of found. But now it's flipped to a point that now I joke around that I love the water, I love the beach, but in the last 2 years I've been to the beach less than the first 5 years of building the business. So, and I'm just like, that's kind of not where I want to be. And one thing that we've kind of like done lately was trying to get our health back. So we're actively working out, been watching our diet more, and I guess out of that it's kind of created a hunger for me to, I guess, build a life. And I guess now, where I am turning 36 this year, and I look back and I'm like, yes, it's pretty super blessed to be able to accomplish all this, but now that I done it, what's next? And I don't know what's next. So is there any advice for somebody that's in that space, living, given that you've had kids, you've seen your kids growing up, and you've experienced all the different changes in your career or selling career and stuff like that? How do you deal with it, and what would be your advice?
Well, I'm 53 and I'm not done yet either, too. So I think that you're just at a different phase in your life, and that's a great place. I think that's probably just maturity, that you do want to build something so bad, and now that you realize that you've built it and that's awesome, you've made that goal, the relationships and the things that you can't put a dollar value on really are way more valuable. And when you realize that, then your whole focus does change. And so now that you've got your warehouse and you're making the big bucks, maybe it's showing others how to do that. Maybe it's sharing that wealth. Maybe it's building that commitment to the community and your people. And you've already done that a lot with the community, just with this podcast. But
right,
how are you making an impact? So now that you've got the money, but now what's the impact?
Right.
What are you doing for to make your soul feel good about who you're connecting with?
Yeah.
Maybe that's your focus. I don't know. Now what kind of podcast is this?
That's a great question.
Hey,
What are we doing? What are we talking about? But
no, I told everybody this podcast is whatever me and Anna ask each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
And lately it's been that. No, I 100% agree with what you said. I think, just monetary gain is not enough to make me feel successful.
Yeah, it is never enough.
And I think that's one of the things that I highly recognize off the rip, that, being wealthy as far as finances is just as poor as somebody that doesn't have impact in their life. And I think you're right. I think one of the things that I've kind of just been a lot more aware of is empathizing to different people that are in the same journey that I was in, and recognizing the different struggles that they go through, that like kind of like, man, I wish somebody was there for me during this moment. And I think that's one of the things that I'm actively aware of, like looking at people. It's like, hey, like I tell JC's like, hey, I feel like she doesn't feel good. I think that she's I don't know, maybe it's like a superpower that I see through people that way because I've walked that path.
Yeah,
so
you can recognize it.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things
that when you have built something,
maybe need to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when you're building too, it's like, I mean, I don't think you said it this way, but just to be like really clear, you didn't just set out to build whatever business was going to like make you a ton of money. Like your goal wasn't a pile of cash ever in the first place, but there's so much purpose that comes from building something, right? So it's like, now it's like, okay, I've got to shift and kind of redirect that purpose to something else that's going to be really meaningful, because I've already accomplished what I set out to build. So I think purpose has a lot to do with it too.
For sure. And having, I mean, just with kind of like how I've evolved throughout the years, that I'm at the point where if it doesn't serve a purpose, if it doesn't make an impact, it's just a waste of time. Kind of just like, that's kind of like how I see things now, because like you said, like your time is the commodity that you really can't get more of in a day. That's all you have. It's really trying to be smart in how you spend it. But also it's like I'm at a point where I feel like I'm trying to disconnect to the mindset and thinking of how much ROI am I gonna get in this time that I'm spending, because sometimes the most meaningful investments aren't the highest ROI investments. So like, it's just maybe just being there for somebody, maybe it's just cheering somebody up, and it costs you time and potentially some money, because if you were doing something else to make money, right? So I think that is one of the things that I'm trying to disconnect that way of thinking, because obviously when you're trying to build something, when your time's limited, you have to have that mindset. But also, if you're trying to do it on impact, it's not usually it works that way, because
it's not a straightforward formula.
Yeah, because you might not be the person that sees it through with them, but you are the catalyst for that.
Yeah, but it's still easier to have that thinking after you've already built something, because you still have to have money to be able to function and to be able to give back. So
you're not surviving. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, you got it.
Well, you are surviving.
Right. So it's easier to say that now that you've got it built, and now that you feel like, that's why you're saying what's next, because you have established that. So that's way impressive. And it's also impressive that you aren't still thinking, how can I get more? How can I get more? How can I get more? That you recognize that the impact.
But what's it for? Yeah.
Yeah. That there are, people and humans and connections that are just as valuable. And just because you give it, giving it away is how you get it back. So that's also hard to wrap your brain around at first, because you want the connection, but then you have to, in order to reciprocate, you got to keep going.
Yeah.
Cool for you. That's awesome.
I know, right? I'm like,
we'll see it through.
I want to get there.
Well, we're gonna go through this again. I follow up on how that thing, and it's just selfishly for me, I just want to talk to other people and see what their take is. So
for sure, and
I'm so glad we were able to ask you this.
I love what you said about just those things that are basically the priceless things that you can't even put a dollar amount on. Like, that's where your focus can turn. That's really great advice.
Yeah. This was
Well,
fun, you guys.
Kristen, thank you so much for
It
sharing.
went by so fast.
Yeah, it went by so fast. Thank you for sharing your insights. Just the different perspective that you've brought in. And if you guys want to follow Kristen, make sure you follow her on social media. A Rural Squirrel.
Rural Squirrel.
We'll link down below so it'll be easier to find her. Thank you so much, and hope you guys learned something on this episode. And we want to say a huge shout out to our sponsor, Seller Ledger. Get your books straight, evaluate your finances quicker with them, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Started with a crazy dream, been some miles and everything, different roads and different towns, good friends always come around, learned a lot along the way, didn't need a perfect plan, sometimes all it really takes is saying yes and taking chance. Maybe it works, maybe it don't, but you'll never know if you don't try. You don't know, take the ride and see where it goes. Life gets better step by step, the best adventures ain't happened yet. Good friends, open roads, little dreams that slowly grow. One more laugh, one more show. If you don't try, you don't know. You don't know. Bike rides under summer skies, laughing till the hours fly. Never knew what life would bring. Funny how the little things turn into the stories told. Years from now when we get old, not the money, not the stuff, just the people that we love. No regrets, no rewind, just enjoy the ride. If you don't try, you don't know. Take the ride and see where it goes. Life gets better step by step, the best adventures ain't happened yet. Good friends, open roads, little dreams that slowly grow. One more laugh, one more show. If you don't try, you don't know. You don't know. 45 bins and counting, windows down and music loud. Funny how the best things happen when you simply get out and live a little, laugh a little, love a little more. If you don't try, you don't know. Take the ride and let it show. Life is messy, life is fun. Look how far we've really come. Sunny days, friends for life. Memories are worth the drive. One more dream, one more road. If you don't try, you don't know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You don't know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Been's there, done that. Seller Club.